check this out. Pretty awesome cow horn, kindly donated by Stu Drever and family. It's off one of their Scottish Highlander cattle, and it really carries the sound of a roar. I really like the plastic pipes for enclosed, but for distance and getting the roar out there across the valleys, you cannot beat a good old cow horn. Those green plastic ones that they sell are also quite good, although a bit expensive, but I think the cow horn's actually better. I think the reverberation of the roar carries a lot further with this cow horn. So I'm going to go test it out today. I'm going to go boot down a river in my jet boat, walk into the bush, let a few roars rip and see what happens. I'm also going to see Dan the man and go around and see if I can get a piece of Remu hardwood for my trailer skids, because I snapped one of them on the boat. I only had shit pine skids on the boat, so I'm going to replace those with hardwood Remu. I prefer to go Jarrah, but the Jarrah poles have got it too thick and I can't really bring myself to sacrifice one of my good Jarrah hardwoods. And Dan's out fishing on the lake at the moment. There's the lake, isn't that lovely?
I got a bad desire. Oh, I'm on fire. Tell me now, baby, is he good to you? Can he do the things that I don't do? And I can take you higher.
I just had to borrow around the Danny boys to get a couple of bits of Remu, because I snapped the bits of pine that were under the jet boat, the two runners I guess you call them, so I've replaced those with bits of Remu. Tools and crap everywhere. And Danny boys just rolled up, Danny and Hazy, and he's caught a couple of brown trout in the lake. He's going to smoke them up tonight. So, trust the old Hilux there, the old 2.4, still going strong. Oh, what do you got, mate?
Check that out. That's a beauty. Good old trout. Oh,
Jesus, look at it.
And then look at that. Check it out.
That's his burglar alarm system. Stick comes down, stabs burglar in guts.
Here goes number 2 trout. And because I've got a family license and I went out with my great little son, we got 3 trout.
Oh, Dylan hauled 1 and 2.
Yep,
sweet.
It's a beauty.
2 jacks and a hen, is it?
Yeah, two hens and a jack.
2 hens and a jack. I reckon 4.8.
So, went to 4 and it went to 9.5. So what's that? 4.5. 4.5. So you're pretty close. 4.5 pounds.
4.5 pound.
Another good fish.
Yeah, there you go.
Righto.
5 pounds.
Oh, that's heavier. Hen's heavier than the jack.
Can't be. Just check that out again. They're the same. 9.5. What was the other one on? 9. So yeah, about the same, aren't they? Are they? What's the other one?
The scales are so old, the old salted scales, we can't actually see the numbers on it. We're just guessing. Oh, it looks about, yeah, it's a big one.
7, 8.5.
Every time to fire up the smoker. That was yesterday's one, that's the 7 pounder.
So what I've got to do is I've got to get the smoker going. So I crack the fish open. Ching. To the skin. And then I put the salt and the brown sugar on it. Beautiful. And that's just marinating at the moment. Soft brown sugar. Pam's is the cheapest and the best. While I get my sawdust going, this is my dry Manuka sawdust, which has been drying for quite some time up there in the rack. And put that across my planer, which is absolutely marvellous. And there we got that in the bag. And what I do with my cold smoker, this is going to take probably about 2.5 hours to smoke these fish, because it's a bit of a cold smoke. So I've got a measurement of 1 bag per whack. So that's me good old save every day measurement, which is really quite lovely. It's been really good at cleaning these up, because we find these at the dump, which is great. The dump's a great spot. We love the dump. It's gold. So we just cleaned those up, and I've got a few others, but we just didn't have enough for the amount of fish that we're putting in today. So old Hazy over there, he's nailed those out in the old grinder. And so we'll cut those off, and we'll just hold those up with wire. Hopefully you'll see that if Josh hangs around. And in the end of the day, that's going to hold the fish on it. And we always put the fish up with the skin upwards, so just crack them open like that, and that keeps the oils inside between the skin, so we're not hanging it. And that sits like that. And then when it smokes it, it's still quite nice moist fish, because I don't like it too dry. And it's just absolutely gorgeous, and it doesn't fall through the cracks. And life is good. And of course these bloody, now that one there might be a bit large. It is a bit large. So we might have to thin that one down, cut that, bring that, I mean just cut through here and cut through there, and cut that off and cut that off, and then bring it in somehow. So that's
yeah, he's getting complicated, isn't he, Hazy?
Oh, I don't know how I put up with him so bloody long.
I just chuck a bit of chicken wire on the top, should be good to go.
yeah, probably couldn't get away with it.
Yeah, I'll keep it simple.
Yeah. Keep it.
So,
I'm just building the fire, and Dan goes, oh, I don't put that wood there, that guy's got to go on the top, this stuff's got to go on the bottom. No, you can't do it like that. I said, bro, you can't tell a pyromaniac how to light a fire. And then he says, it better not go out, and he comes up and he dumps a bucket load of bloody kindling on it.
all at once, a big fire, so that it all does the bizzo. We can get all of these lumps. This one goes in. And I'll just use it to one's enough.
You good, mate? You good?
Right, would you help me? Hard to the bottom. This stops it drawing. You don't want any getting in there. It's enough embers there. Should do about 2.5 hours.
And what's the crack with the dirt?
Right, so the thing with the dirt is we don't want no drawing coming up underneath.
Yep.
Because otherwise it'll just catch fire.
Yep.
So I just want it to smoulder. And if you've got nothing at the bottom where the air can get in so it can draw off the top, because you've got to have holes at the top You've got to let it breathe off the top. It's got, smoke's got to go somewhere.
Just so you know, Dan's actually got a patent on this design, and if any of you fellas out there want to build one, you just got to chuck him $5 in the mail.
Yeah.
You send your check to Wildside Backpackers in the Harry. Actually, I don't know, there's not many dumps you can go and pilfer stuff in these days. Not many at all. Most of them are all locked up, or they just stuff them deep underground. But the West Coast, we've still got the odd dump we can go and sort through the rubbish and get some gems. Hey Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the day we'd go to the dump with my old man and we'd come back with more shit than we left with. Mum would say, "Oi, stop taking the kids to the dump because you come back with more rubbish than you bloody left with." That tradition still lives on here in Harry.
Only just. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, man. Good
Thanks
day.
very much. Great day.
Great day.
Recording, wait, yeah, go. Go, yeah, oh, another cheers.
I think we have some more. Hang on, wait. I didn't quite get a mouthful. One more. Thank you. So that's gold, man.
Just spot the Australian putting out the burning embers. That's classic, eh? In New Zealand, we don't care about that. It's like, who cares? It's smouldering. The bush is never going to catch fire. In Australia, it's like, oh, it looks like it's going to start smoking. Quick, put it out. It'll burn the lot of us.
Don't have birds that put fires out over there too.
Birds that put fires out. Oh yeah, what are those birds called?
What are those birds called? Aussies.
Sure.
Aussies.
Yeah.
No, don't you have those blooming
Gumboots.
Right, so when you check to see if the smoking's done properly, you have a look in about an hour and a half's time, and it should have a nice real brown colour on the thing. It's got to be darker than that. It's got to be like dark brown. It's almost got to be like that black colour. It's got to be really brown, and that way you know that the smoke's on it and it's penetrated into it. If it's too light, it just hasn't got the flavours in it. And it's not so much about cooking the fish with this, it's about putting the smoke into it. So you really want that dark brown on the top. Once it's got that dark brown on, then you're done. But there's a really fine line between burning it and that brown colour. So you've got to keep your eye on it. And once it's done, it's done. That stuff there's got enough Manuka sawdust in it to smoke a fish for 4 hours. And if I had a big fat salmon, that would take 4 hours to smoke. Or an eel, that's right. Or a dog, cat, anything like that. Anything that Chinese like. I might have to delete that, but edit that. And you need to have about 4 hours smoking for that size. This fish is about that big. I'd say about 2 hours would probably get me done, maybe 2.5 hours. And they're really nice fish. That biggest one's 7 pound, and the other ones are about, well, 2 of them were 5 and one was 4.5 pound.
Hey dogs, good dogs. Oh, I thought you got graded.
On Saturday.
On Saturday?
Yeah. Hi, Lydia.
Oh, so you're still white belts, are you?
Yeah. Yeah, we're still white belts.
We're going
Wow.
to be advanced white belts.
Advanced white belts.
Yeah.
You look fantastic, honey.
And then green.
It's like a marshmallow.
And then
Now
green.
kick Charlie's ass. Straight into the gorse. Ring up Smitty and he said he'd knock off work early and come and join me for a hunt. I'm gonna try to see if we can get onto a stag tonight. God, I really hate gorse. Couple of guys in the black 22, they've seen our boat. Our boat's blatantly obvious and they're just hazing the gorse right where our boat is. Blue 22. Alright, we're going to climb back down from our little tree perch and we're going to go back downstream. Go into the bush, see if we can get onto some animals.
never climbed trees when I was a kid.
Didn't you? You're feeling a bit nervous.
Yeah, I am. I don't know what's wrong with me. Used to feel like this hunting tar.
The mountains don't really sway under your feet though, do they?
Not like this is.
It's quite windy at the moment, so it's trees swaying all over the place. I've seen Smitty climb up cliffs without blinking an eyelid, and you get him up in a little tree like this and he's shitting his pants. I don't think you'd die. You could probably survive a fall out of here. I saw my brother fall out of a tree about twice as high as this, but he hit a few branches on the way down. That's the face of gorse. You don't have one, do you? Just hard as nails, Smitty is. Do you have a gorse face? No. Bet you do. Sweet, this is more like it. Push. That wind's just screwed us. It was blowing upstream, and now it's swung around. And it's blown that way, right down into those clearings that we were staking out. So we won't be hunting those clearings tonight. We're just going to go home. Nothing roaring, no sign of any stags here. No big stags tonight. Bread. Quick, easy bread recipe. Now, it's pretty basic. You just need flour, 3 cups of flour, hot water, 1.5 cups of hot water, not boiling water, it's just got to be hot. Tap water, hot tap water is pretty good. That's a pretty good hotness. You don't want it boiling, otherwise I think it might kill the yeast. 1/4 teaspoon of baker's yeast, teaspoon of salt. Pink Himalayan rock salt, cause it's got all sorts of minerals and stuff in it. Said to be over 250 million years old, the ancient salt bed is regarded as the purest salt on earth. Uncontaminated by modern pollutants and toxins, naturally pink in colour, it contains many trace elements and minerals, including iodine, calcium and iron in their natural form. It has a balanced crystalline structure, whatever the heck that means. Oh, meaning the minerals are easily metabolized by your body. There you go. For a more comprehensive list on minerals present in pink Himalayan salt, refer to our website www.mrsrogers.com. Mrs. Rogers. That's funny. Alright. There was 1.5 cups. I'm not really measuring this. Oh, wait. I've got to put this and the salt in. So, 1/4 teaspoon. Now don't use more than 1/4 teaspoon. I know you kind of want to, because it's just a very small amount, 1/4 teaspoon, but that's all we need. I don't think that was quite 1/4, that was probably like a 1/6. There we go. 1/4 teaspoon of dried baker's yeast, teaspoon of salt, there we go. Okay, and 1.5 cups. Oh, wait, gonna mix that around first. I'm just gonna use a whisk to mix the yeast, flour and salt, but I'm not gonna use a whisk to mix the water in. Okay, make a little well in there. Oh, aerate your flour first before you put it in. So sieve the flour, or sift the flour. There we go. Let's put 1.5 cups of water. Okay, and just a basic mix. You don't need to mix the crap out of this. You just need to give it a basic mix so it's so it turns out shaggy. I think they call it shag pile or a shaggy dough. We had a small hiccup in our bread making. I'm going to let Kristen explain what's happened here.
He filled the petrol tank up with rocks and grapes. Can you
Did he?
take the tank off and dump it out? Yeah, I just need to go fill it up.
Hey, you've been helping Mum with the lawnmower, have you?
Guys, Roma.
Yeah, you put grapes in the lawnmower. I thought you ate those.
Session of bread making has been temporarily put on hold while I
It's like you can just
take the lawnmower to bits and empty all of the grapes and rocks out of the petrol tank. 3.5 hours later, this is our dough. It should have little holes in it. You see how these little bubbles and little holes? That's what you want. Lots of little holes like that. Now all we have to do is put it on the bench, fold it over about 10 times into a ball, and then drop it in a bowl inside some baking paper. Oh, meanwhile I've turned the oven on to 220 degrees Celsius and put a cast iron pot in there, and we'll leave that for 35 minutes. That's probably about how long it's going to take your oven to come up to temperature. It's really important that it heats up to temperature, and then once it's at temperature we're going to plonk our dough, our ball of dough, into the cast iron pot and smack it in the oven and cook for 35 minutes. Bloomin' forgot to push record, I just did all the rolling. But anyway, you scrape it out onto the bench and then roll it around with a bit of flour until it's not sticky on the edges anymore. And then you just put your, where my baking paper in there, and then you like that? It's nice and chewy, eh? Got to go to the Mai Mai today and just polish off the stuff I've been doing around it. Just got a bit of camouflage to do on the roof, and also I'm going to show you my duck feeder setup. Got some new boots, some boonies. They're bloody awesome. They're really high. They come up mid-calf. Super comfortable. And they don't rub on the hairs on the inside of your legs when you got shorts on. You know, the bloody rubber gumboots, you're walking along in shorts and it rubs on the hairs on your legs and hurts. Well, these boonies don't do that. They got neoprene, they're super comfortable. They stick on my feet really well. They're quite quiet too in the bush. Not quite as quiet as my other rubber gumboots, but pretty good. They're in really good shape at the heel comes in, so they stick on your foot really well, which is quite important. Alright, let's get this boat in the water. I'm going to have to push it downstream a bit before I can start her up because it's a bit shallow here. Go! Just keeps going in this way here. The whole bag's loaded with gold. Right, here's the Mai Mai. Bloody geese. There was about, I don't know, a couple of hundred geese here when I pulled up. Bloody geese everywhere, and they're probably eating all of the food that's down there that I put for the ducks. Oh well, what can you do? Come back and blast them up, I guess. Maybe we'll stake it out one morning next week before duck shooting and just have a goose blast up just to discourage them from coming again. Here's a Mai Mai. Thanks to Steve Ross for building it. Steve lives in Australia now, and I've kind of claimed it. If Steve ever comes back to New Zealand, he's more than welcome to come and claim it back. Might have to fight me for it. I've got to attach to it now. So there it is, looking out my back door. Got my duck food there. So grains, the wheat's a bit hard, the water must have got in there, but I'm going to dump both of these into the barrel and then just leave it set for 5 seconds of feed once every 3 days. The problem is the water's coming up over the island over there, and that's where the feeder is. So at the moment the grain's sitting underwater and the tide's coming up and then washing washing the bloody grain willy-nilly. So I'm not sure if the ducks are going to eat it, but I'm going to put the feeder on anyway and just see what happens. Got my tags. I'm going to tag my Mai Mai first, and then take my bags over the other side. Tagged, good to go. I'll tell you what, this neck knife, super handy. It comes in so handy all the time. The beauty of it is you just can use it one-handed. So if you want one of these, I'll put the fella's name under the video here in the description. I'll put his email in there so you can email him if you want him to build you a custom neck knife. Pretty awesome little knife. There's my feeder. I've got a barrel under there and it spits it out there. There's not a lot of grain spread around here, so hopefully it's working. It's a bit bloody damp, that grain. It's starting to sprout, so crap. Wish I had some silicone balls to put in there, but I don't. Just going to hope it's going to be okay. Made it. Home, James. Nothing's ever simple. D-Max stuck again. Tell you what, diff lock. Next vehicle, diff lock. We're not going to afford to get another one. I've got to have to take the trailer off, which it doesn't want to come off. Get the truck out, then get the trailer out, then get the boat out. Alright, here goes. Hello, Lord Muck. What are you doing on the couch? Oh, I see. On my couch, nonetheless. Oh, chewing your fleas, are you? What's that?
Those boots make your legs look really skinny. You should shave.
Well, they are actually really skinny. My little pin legs. Oi! Out! That's not outside. Outside! Out! These bloody boots give you a boot up the arse. Outside. Good dog. Outside. Jesus, I just run over a deer. Shit. Shit. Let's see if I can catch it. It jumped out right in front of me. Oh, Christ, it's fast. Bugger. Oh, its front legs completely busted. I'll see where it goes in the bush, see if I can sneak up on it. Okay, there it goes. Balls. Gone into the forest there. I'll go home and get the dog. Come back with the dog and the gun. See if I can track it down. Put it out of its misery. It must have been feeding on the side of the road when I came by. It just ran out right in front of me and I just poleaxed it broadside. Poor bastard's going to be in there with a broken leg. Hopefully I can find him. So I'll go home, get the dog, bring it back up and see if we can track him down. Get up. Well, we've been going for a couple of hours now and the dog just keeps tracking, and this problem is there's quite a bit of deer living in this area, so I think she's gone off the original trail and on to another one. So I think we're going to pull pin, which is a bit of a bugger, but I guess he just legged it downhill and they can go quite far on 3 legs. Poor bloody thing. If I was a bit quicker jumping out of the truck, I probably would have been able to grab him. saw two of his hinds. Snuck back behind the bush, and then they winded me, barked, and that was it. He stopped roaring, let out one little moan, moved further away. Didn't hear from him again. Bugger. I didn't even see him. I got pretty close, got to about 40 metres, but never saw him. He was going fairly good too, and I got a bit impatient because it was getting dark. I didn't want to get in on him. I reckon I would have pegged him. I was pretty close, and then one of his hinds winded me and barked, and that was it. I actually saw his hinds before they saw me, or before they winded me. So I had to change tactics and try to sneak in a different way. And I was between a rock and a hard place. I was bluff on one side and bloody hinds on the other. So I had to just try to sneak around them, and the wind must have swirled around. Barked at me. He moaned, moved away. Moaned once more. That was it. We're back into it again. Friday, so Smitty's been let out for the weekend. We've come to a different spot tonight. Stag prints right here. Also quad bike prints. Wait, some fresh deer prints up here. Sweet. So there's deer around. We haven't heard any roars yet, but we just got here. It's a young stag anyway, not a big one. But it's bloody getting dark. We haven't heard any stags roar. Just ran into a mate of mine who works on the farm across the valley, and he said he heard one going from over here this morning. Just gave a couple of moans, but that was it. But not a peep out of it tonight. Nothing. I don't know where the other deer are that are making all the sign. They must be coming out after dark and just yahooing around on the sand, because we haven't seen any of them either. We're buggering off. It's getting too dark now. Can't see anything. No roars. Deer's not wanting to come out, so I'm going to go home and go somewhere else in the morning. Not too sure where yet. We'll figure that out. Alright. See you tomorrow morning. We just ran out of water booting up here, and then we turned around and found the gap and was just giving it some herb. Give it a bit of herb, and then bloody thing started choking because it's almost out of gas. Yeah, Christ. So we're just going to put some more gas in it, and we'll be back on the river again. Good to go. Hello, good morning, good morning. Yes, no, you're not coming. Sorry, stay here. I want to say hi to the folks in TV land.
Hi folks in TV land.
I don't feel terribly excited either.
Not much doing. I think they've cranked up for the a few days ago. Now they've shut up, and they'll crank up about the 5th.
Every year I go over it in my mind. What makes them roar? Why do they roar really well some days and other days they just won't go? Why do they roar in the middle of the day sometimes? Why do they roar at night? Certainly not bloody roaring now. We were just about to go back down the river and go home, and then seen that stick up there that had been stripped and thrashed, and I was like, bugger it. We'll go a couple of 100 metres further upstream. I mean, it looks good. There's big emu trees up there, and the bloody deer trails going up and down here. We know the animals are here. We know there's stags up here, but they're just not roaring. But maybe they've been listening to us. If we get a bit closer to his territory, he might let one rip. And I've never been up this high before, up this particular creek, so we're going to go around the next corner. The sun's only just come up. Did you bring any food?
Don't need food.
Don't need food with the bush tucker man. Bloody shoot a stag and shoot a stag heart. You got a lighter, eh? Yep. That'd be primo. Shoot a stag and eat its heart cooked on the fire. Smitty will have to head shoot him. I've said that numerous times before. Headshot please, and he goes and shoots him in the shoulder. remember that time you gut shot that pig? I said, you did. I said headshot and you shot it in the guts.
You said headshot and I shot it in the shoulder.
Okay, you did too. I remember that now. False accusation.
Then I purposely got into it and pulled you over to show you that it wasn't gut shot.
Oh yeah, that's right. I wonder if I can cut back to that clip, because he said headshot please, and then I gave him shit for shooting in the guts, but it wasn't actually shot in the guts. Yeah. It's funny, how we perceive things differently. See, I'll always remember that as being gut shot now.
Yeah, I know, even though it wasn't. Even though I proved to you that it wasn't.
I think it went into the shoulder and come out of its guts.
No, it didn't.
Did so. I'm going to find that video and cut back to it. So it bloody did. Oh look, some stag prints here. So we're hot on the trail over there, we just got to find it. Right, we've come up here, not heard any roars, and it's just there's so much windfall up here. It'd be impossible to get through the forest even if we did hear a roar. Well, it'd be very difficult anyway, so I think we're going to go home. Bacon and eggs. These little rohuti berries, and some of the tastiest berries in the bush. They're really good. Look at that, bloody delicious. Hey Mark Brown. Back home, no stags. Got to drive to Christchurch today. Me and Charlie are going on What Now tomorrow. That'll be exciting. I don't think Jason Gunn's there anymore. Don't know who's on What Now. Now it's probably not Jason Gunn anyway. I can't imagine Thingy's still there as well. Good morning. What do you got?
Train track.
Train tracks. Sweet. You're building a train, are you? Hello, beautiful. Man, you look nice today. Oh, nice. Another morning, a bit late this morning, 6:45, but it's daylight saving, so it's not going to get late till soon. It's still pretty dark outside. Gonna see if I can get a stag today. No stag yesterday because I had to go do What Now, but today and this week, hunting. It's Monday, 4th of April. Hopefully today I'll get onto a good one and be able to sneak in close and stick it. Anyway, I better get going because it's going to get light on me. I want to be in the bush before it gets light. Nothing wrong this morning. I can smell a stag. He's been out doing the rounds, but he must have heard my first roar and pushed his hinds back into the bush. I think he's on to me now. I just heard a moan. It was quite a way away. I moaned back, but he hasn't replied yet. But I'm going in. I can smell him. He's down here somewhere. He's not roaring though. Look at the big sign. No, it's pretty quiet in the woods. Just heard that one moan. So I pushed into the bush, saw a bit of pig sign. No more roaring or moaning or anything. Bugger. Sorry about the anticlimactic finish there, guys. No animal on the ground. Smitty went out and closed the gap on a stag yesterday, but couldn't get close enough. It was just too cagey, so they're not really going real good on the coast. It's the other night, that was my chance, and I cocked it up. Stag sight. It's a real bastard. If only I'd cut a bit further in through the gorse and those hinds hadn't winded me or seen me or whatever, barked at me, I probably would have had that stag. And now I'm right in his territory. It's not going to rain for a couple of days. He scented me once, he's going to scent me again, and he's going to be gone. I was thinking about that before I pushed in. Should I push in and send his territory up or not? And then he gave a moan, and that was it. I was like, sweet, he's going to go. Now I'm right in the thick of it, and no, bugger. Oh well, new spot tonight. Might see if Smitty can get half a day off work tomorrow and bang it up somewhere in the jet boat. Yeah, jet boat.